Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. And now your host, Kyle
We don't
Ruff.
need natural banter to get us into the podcast this time.
No, unless it's just Jeffrey Dahmer talk.
We can get right into that. That's apparently what the people want.
Yeah, that, I don't know, my other roommate, Bobby, was telling me, he's like, oh, because he'll just watch anything. And he's like, oh, this Jeffrey Dahmer, it's like really disturbing and it's really cool. And I'm like, I don't think I want that.
I don't like the murder stuff.
Yeah, why
We're
does
both in
everyone
agreement
gotta
with
see
that.
people get murdered?
It's super scary, super fucked up. Like, it's really gross, too. You should watch it at night before you go to bed.
Yeah, and just like think about it all night when you're trying to sleep. It's like I could watch Dumb and Dumber instead.
That's, dude, all right. got me off on it. I've been watching Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
So
dude.
I was like, I got to get into it. So, like, the fucking, like, last Sunday, I was like, I'll just go. And I watched, like, the first 4 episodes of Game of Thrones.
Yep.
And then after, like, 4 episodes of all that pillaging and raping and warfare,
It's pretty intense.
I was like, I got it. So I just put on Back to School and watched that to cap the night off. I was like, I need something else.
Look at Rodney Dangerfield save me from this.
I was like, I got to get out of this, whatever this place is I'm in. And
Yeah.
it worked like a charm.
Yeah, there you go.
I was like, I don't want to go to bed with this on my mind.
No, Thrones is a lot. I mean, it has its happy, fun moments, but
It's kind of. Peter Dinklage is kind of fun.
oh yeah, he
You
gets
know.
even better too.
He's just smarmy and a funny guy.
He just talks a lot of shit.
I fell asleep watching it last night, like one of the episodes in season 2, and I woke up and there's just chicks' tits on the screen, and like some gay guy was trying to have, like, not trying to have. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was so confused. I was like, I gotta go to bed.
Boobs, dicks,
Yeah.
and they're not banging
I
each
was
other.
like, God, this is the most confusing wake up I've had since last weekend. Ew.
Hey,
That was our natural banter.
yeah,
To
that's
start us
our
off.
natural banner. We're just starting natural. I did talking to shows. I started watching Dave at your recommendation.
Oh my God.
The Lil
dude.
Dicky show, for those who have not seen it. It's so fucking good.
It's the best show running right now.
It's fantastic.
On television. It's FX. It's on Hulu. It's so fucking good. He doesn't need our plugs.
No,
No.
he's doing just fine.
God, it's a good show, though. It's so
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah.
Fucking, the acting is phenomenal. It's hilarious.
It's like a little abstract, but not too abstract.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean?
like FX can get super weird with some of those shows they have.
Yeah.
Like they used to do, like Wilfred, the one with like the talking dog.
Yeah,
FX
everyone
does that shit, and I kind of like it.
they take some risks.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. Yeah, I used to watch when I was in college. Us and a bunch of like rugby players, our man dramas, we'd get together once a week and we'd watch fucking Sons of Anarchy.
That's
which is
so
like,
bro.
It is the epitome of a man soap opera, that show is. But
Yeah.
it's like FX pushes the boundaries of what you can do on like not HBO. Like
yeah, that's a good point.
fucking
Well, that's because Louis was HBO, and then he went to FX.
yeah, I'm
I
sure
think
he
Louis
had
a big part of that
probably
FX fucking
did.
vibe they had.
yeah.
dude.
They were like, we want to fucking be racy, on
But also
cable.
kind of weird and
But-
abstract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Louis was definitely that. And yeah, Sons of Anarchy, it's like it just got like graphic when you're like, well, they can't do that. Like there's a scene with this guy, it's later in the show, but he like they're interrogating him and they're like, you're gonna talk. Like he's been in prison like the whole time.
Yeah.
And but even though he's like still looped in the drug shit, he's like an OG guy. And they're like, you're not gonna leave this room until you talk. And so he's like, okay. And he sticks out his tongue and he bangs his head on the table until he cuts his tongue off and he spits it at the wall.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and just laughs at him.
That's pretty cool.
It's fucking
That's pretty
cool.
That's one way to not talk.
That's like forever.
I mean, you could just also not talk,
You could just
or you could bite your tongue
or you
off.
could bite your own tongue off and spit it at him.
Whew.
Yeah.
You think you could bite your own tongue off?
No.
You'd probably have to bash it on the table like that. That is kind of realistic.
Well, his like hands were bound too, so like he had
Oh.
one option.
Because I was just thinking, like, you can. Just
I mean, you
sit
can't
here.
pull it out. It's too slippery.
I mean, I think you really could.
You think you could?
I think you could bite your own tongue off.
Like on purpose?
Yeah.
Like if you just like start chomping?
If you just put it between your teeth and just slowly kept. We were watching that Jeffrey Dahmer shit. I don't know where we're going with it.
Yeah. Yeah, goddamn. It's what they do to us with all
That's
this
what
fucking
those
murder
porn shows do. Next thing you
Yes.
know, you're talking about biting your tongue off.
Fucking Christ.
Crazy. We're talking about Dave. It's a great show.
Yeah, Dave is great. show, and
Lil
it's
Dicky
very
oozes
lighthearted.
talent.
Yes, so funny.
Inspiring too.
Yeah, he's like just giving it his dream. He's like the misfit of like the rap scene because he's like a dorky white Jewish guy, but like everyone's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And he's like, "I'm just gonna show you my talent real quick." And they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you're pretty good."
And then he's like, "Let me freestyle," and then he blows the fucking roof off. And you're
Yeah,
like, oh,
that
okay.
first
The
episode.
first
Yeah,
episode when he freestyles finally, like that's the whole like it's fucking.
that's like the climax of
it's
it.
like 24 minutes of like awkward. You kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah,
Like, oh, he's just trying, but he's not really that cool. And then he
Yeah.
freestyles at the very end. And you're like, oh, he's the coolest guy on planet Earth.
yeah, and everyone's like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the best.
It's so awesome, and he's still like in his freestyle. His raps are just like, "My dick is so small."
Yeah, that's
and
the
shit like
he
that.
actually has a messed up dick, and then he just used it's super.
Does he in
smart.
real life have a messed up dick?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Because that's a big part of the show. Is
2 holes on the shaft. I
Yeah,
think.
he's got 2 holes, and he's also had like a surgery because he had a messed up urethra,
Yeah.
and his dick's all tangled and mangled and looks like shit.
It's a real thing. He drops the actual like scientific word for it.
yeah,
Later. in
there
the
was
show, I
there was
think.
at least some dick research going on for that
I mean,
show.
Dude, it's such a fucking. The acting's great.
Mm-hmm.
Gata, his hype man's the coolest character in
Yeah,
any show.
just like a dude they found on the street or something.
I
like
think it
he's-
was like I heard in a podcast he's like Lil Dicky's friend or something, but he'd never had like any acting gigs before that.
yeah,
And then you see his fucking acting chops.
and
in
he's
this
and he's
goddamn
got like
show.
little like catchphrases and sayings for everything.
Yeah,
Like the
dude,
first
he's
episode,
so positive.
he's
too.
like, "Motherfucker, if I tell you the moon's made of cheese, you grab your crackers."
Yeah.
I was like, "Ah, I like that."
There's a good one in the second season. It's not spoiling anything, but they're talking about like why black people aren't like play like gay with each other. They're not like white dudes. How white dudes are like
Or constantly being gay, yeah.
constantly being gay. And they're talking about it, and one of the characters asked Gata, they're like, okay, so what if a murderer was in your house and he had a gun to all of your family's heads, and he says he's gonna kill him unless you suck his dick? What are you gonna do? And he goes, well, I mean, everybody's going to heaven, man. It's just such a funny fucking line.
Well, I mean,
Everybody's going to heaven.
they're all
man,
going to
like-
heaven. It's a good place. Good place to be.
So quick.
That's so funny. Anyways, enough show talk. Let's talk about our
Let's
shows.
get more shows in. Let's talk about us.
Let's talk about us, baby. Well, we got some things coming up. We just booked a show for those listening in the Steamboat area. We're going to Hayden,
Oh yeah,
the beautiful metropolis of Hayden.
it's gonna be beautiful.
We just booked a show there. We're still working out the date.
Sometime in October.
It's
maybe?
going to be either the 22nd or the 29th of October.
Okay, nice.
We were talking about maybe playing it up as like a fucking like goofy Halloween show on the 29th,
Yeah,
and like telling people like you get like half off tickets if you come in costume, that kind of dumb shit.
okay, maybe.
I don't know. I was like, could be fun. It's a marketing thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
We just make fun of people's costumes and shit in the crowd. Could be fun.
That could be good.
Yeah.
Bunch of crazy rednecks dressing up.
Everyone's just gonna be dressed as Lauren Boebert. I hope so. And then we got coming up pretty soon, buddy. Fucking 3 weeks from tomorrow is our private birthday gig that we fucking booked.
I gotta be honest. I don't know if I'm looking forward to that.
I don't know either. I can't remember if we talked about this before on the podcast, but so I'll enlighten the listeners.
I don't think we have.
This is-
Maybe.
also, welcome to Steamboat Comedy Podcast. I'm your host again, Kyle Ruff, joined by Matt Newland.
Yeah, I mean, well, the conversation's so just natural. The banter's crazy.
It's
that
just we have such
forget to introduce the
ridiculously good banter.
and that's
so-
really on our producers.
Fuck.
We gotta talk to them.
Jamie,
Jamie, remind us to intro the show. God.
pull up intros. So we got a private birthday party. I booked from a nice young couple in Vale.
Yeah.
For after last time I did,
They're
The
definitely
Vale
gonna try
Comedy
to
Show.
fuck you for sure.
I hope so. She's kind of hot.
Nice, and we're gonna go ahead talk about
Oh,
it.
sorry,
This is insane. This is an insane thing that we're
So
doing.
it is an insane thing. I'm just like, oh, you want to give us money? We'll do it.
yeah.
And then later I'm like, fuck.
Oh yeah, this is coming up.
So this couple, they were at the show that we did in Vale, and of course they saw how fucking hilarious I am.
Yeah.
And they were like talking to us after the show. I was chatting them up, and then we went to another bar, and they were there. I started chatting them up again, and this chick, she's from
Were you sitting in between them or on the side of them?
They were sitting and I was standing.
Okay.
They were on like a high top stool,
Gotcha.
so we were all eye level. It wasn't weird.
Okay.
Not yet, at
I just
least.
want to know what I'm getting into. You know?
So we bonded because the dude is a shorter guy and his chick is taller than he is.
Easy transition.
And so
forward, yeah.
she's from South Africa and she's got that like Australian-esque ball busting mentality. She's like, "Oh, you should talk to my husband because he's a short fuck like you." And I was
Every
like,
time you do that, it sounds Australian.
"It's all the same."
That's,
What's the difference between South African and that?
and
South Af-
Australia?
Yeah, I mean I know geographically the
I was
difference.
gonna say, I think they're on different continents.
No, South Africa, Australia is where she's from.
I think it's close to the same latitudes.
Yeah, I think so.
But South Africa is more like, look at me.
Look at me. It's like more of a British thing
It's
in
more
there.
like they almost sound deaf, like they can't hear very well.
They're just like,
It's like Australian, but like they're kind of deaf.
"Hey,
Just a little
how
more,
are you?
Oh, yeah, like this.
Like, can you come to my birthday
I don't know,
party?"
this is horrible radio we're doing right now.
Yeah. The point is, we're really good at impressions, and that's part of what you're gonna see. Because I was talking to him about the shit I do, and somehow in the conversation, roast came up because we've had a couple successful roasts
Mhm.
here with Steamboat Comedy, and she was like, "Oh, cunt, I'd love to be roasted on my birthday." And I was like, "Okay." She's like, "Well, it's gonna be my birthday party coming up soon, cunt. And I'd like you to come and do comedy for me." And I was just like, "Okay." And I
Sure.
gave my
Fucking
card.
6 beers deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I can do anything. And then I gave him my card.
Where'd I put my keys?
And as I fall over, the next day I'm like, "What did I agree to?" So what's gonna happen is they're having just like a birthday party with friends, and we're gonna go there and probably stand in the corner of the room and do stand-up comedy
Oh, God.
for a period of time, and then we're going to roast. I can't remember her name. We're gonna roast her though,
Oh, good.
and I told her I was like, "Well, I don't know you, and I don't know any of your friends or anything." And she was like, "Oh, you can't. Don't worry about that." Oh.
no, I'm going to worry about it.
I was like, "I'm thoroughly worried." She's like, "Oh, we're gonna email you all of our debt on each other," and I was like, "Okay." So waiting on emails.
Yeah, have you gotten any yet?
No, I mean, like I said, we still got 3 weeks, but we'll figure it out. More worried about this Sunday. than
Yeah.
that. It's one thing at a time.
One day at a time.
So that's gonna be weird. That's gonna be in the middle of October.
So we're going to do our comedy sets both.
I think the way
We're
it's
gonna
gonna
go
work
up,
out is we're gonna do like
you're gonna
20
go
minutes
up,
of stand up each.
And then we're going to get off the stage, and then they're going to be like, hey, hopefully those guys were funny because they're coming back up on stage.
Yeah, if they're already not kicked out of the house,
Yeah, dude.
then
Hopefully you like those guys because they got 20 more minutes.
yeah.
Both
I mean,
of them.
I'm probably just gonna do crowd work the whole time, and then probably try to work that into. I'm probably just gonna go up there and just be like, "You look like shit. Tell me about you," and,
Yeah, I'm just going to make fun of their house.
and how nice it is. Probably,
Probably super nice.
it's probably really nice.
Probably have eyes wide shut parties. We're going to kill, dude.
So you're telling me we might get laid?
Well, that was like 10 seconds of material right there, bro.
Yeah, buddy.
Just 20 more minutes.
And that's just fucking 19 minutes and
And we go up there
50
and be like,
seconds
what's
to
up with
go.
Steamboat? And they're going to be like, what? I'm be like,
I'm from Steamboat. Isn't that a cool place? They're
Isn't
like,
it
boo.
yeah, there's skiing there. Do you guys ski? Fuck.
They're gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. And then we're gonna roast them, and we're gonna see how it goes. Well, there'll probably be a lot of feeling it out.
We should probably give the money up front
Yeah,
before we get on stage.
yeah.
Feels like one of those.
Feels like one of those, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anywho, the exciting thing is this Sunday, you and I are both doing the Boulder Comedy Show.
And that is not at somebody's birthday
No,
house.
that's an actual show that's reputable and is cool.
That'll be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's awesome. So it's at
Do we know where we're going to sleep?
where's my phone's recording this. I was gonna look it up. No, I'll get us a hotel.
Nice.
I'll figure it out.
Is
But-
your car broken still?
No, car's good to go.
Okay, cool.
It squeaks a bit.
It's a bit squeaky.
Tis a bit squeaky. But I was told, don't worry about that squeak. I was like,
Alright,
okay.
cool. That's all I needed to hear.
He's like, that little squeak? I wouldn't worry about that
That's
little
not the
squeak.
squeak you're worried about. This squeak over here.
This one over here is always like, "Rah, rah, rah." That you should worry about.
We're going to need to fix that squeak.
That squeak is imperative to fix.
Yeah, should I look up where the venue is?
Yeah. You don't have
'Cause
Instagram.
we might have some listeners in. I can find it on
Yeah.
Facebook.
I'm gonna blast out some socials probably tomorrow too, and let people know we're coming down. Anyone in the area.
If we got anyone in the area.
So the Boulder
Boulder.
Comedy Show, run by a good friend of the show, Brent Gill. Shout out to Brent Gill, friend of the show. Is an awesome fucking time. It's at his big ass brewery that you're gonna look up the name of right now. I was looking at it earlier today and I can't figure it out. In Boulder, and it's awesome. It's the longest running comedy show in Colorado. Always has a good turnout. Always at least 100 plus people there. So I'm not sure who's headlining. They haven't put out a lineup or anything yet.
No, these are all from like 2021. Their Facebook is good.
Okay, cool.
Boulder Comedy Show. It's gonna be in Boulder.
It's gonna be in Boulder.
We know that.
Yeah, well, I'll put it out on socials. So if you're in the northern Denver Boulder area, come check us out.
Hell
It's
yeah.
gonna be a fucking blasty blast. Buddy.
It'll be a good time. We're gonna go tell some jokes.
Yeah,
that's
tell some
that's
jokes.
literally my only plans for that.
That's
To just go there and tell jokes.
that's plan A,
and
buddy.
then and then see where the night takes us. If we bomb, we go back to the hotel, and then drive back to Steamboat. And if we do good, maybe we talk to some people.
Yeah,
You know, that's it.
that's usually how it goes.
That's good.
The last time I was there, I saw a guy I knew in the audience, chatted him up. Yeah, it was fun. It's awesome. So we're doing that Sunday. Today's Friday.
Today's Friday.
It's going to be awesome. We just got done with the show last Friday, though.
Holy hell.
So we did a little local show.
That was an inspiring show.
Yeah,
Don't you think?
it was
I'd
awesome.
I'd classify it as inspiring.
It was an awesome way to
was,
kick off, or to wrap up, I should say.
and kickoff.
And kick off the winter.
Where one
coming
thing
in.
ends, another begins.
Yes.
My
Where-
lord.
Here's where, my lord.
My lord. I've been watching too much Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Fuck.
Well, the prophecies say, my lord, when one show ends, another begins.
Another begins. And 'tis fall, 'tis the beginning.
Yes, I saw in the stars.
The second day of fall, many moons.
Many
have
moons shows new beginnings.
Risen, my lord.
Yes.
My liege.
My liege.
My grace.
Your grace.
But, yeah, no, those were inspiring shows.
Yeah.
Those were cool.
It was super awesome. Yeah, we did. Our headliner from out of town was a no-show. So we're like, fuck it, we'll just do a locals-only show, charge $5, and a shitload of people came out.
See if we can have some fun. Yeah, that's one thing about locals that we found out is they're cheap.
They're cheap as fuck.
And we love it, because so are we.
Yeah.
That's true. Like, you can't knock them.
I mean, I
cheap.
get it. I
Yeah.
can't. If I bring in someone from out of town and I got to put them up and shit, then we can't.
We have to exploit the tourists.
Yes.
We have to.
Yes. I've thought about maybe we'll drop prices. If we have like the same turnout and the tickets are $10 instead of 20, then we're gonna
We
lose our
just lost-
fucking ass.
We just lost half of the profit.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
how it goes. I've already booked a few shows. We got.
But that's like a good, that's promising that if we do $5, a lot of people show up. Maybe if we do $10, some locals will also show up, and we can get that mix going. With
well,
the
I
tourist local
fucking
mix, you know?
everyone listening, goddammit, I have a promo code for locals on the website. It's half off if you're a local. So
yeah.
it is $10. So fucking come out.
That no one knows. No one's. Everyone sees like that, and they're like, "Oh God, no way!"
I'm like, come on.
like, no.
Like,
If I can't walk up and get charged $10, and I'm not interested. It's like most of the time you can. All right, if you just find one of us.
Yeah,
okay?
honestly, if you just knock on the window and you're like, Kyle, give me half off, I'll be like, okay.
Yeah. All right, come in, please.
Just fucking, I'd rather have you in. Pain in the ass. But so yeah, we're working on booking the shows for the winter. We got Cypher Sounds is coming back,
Hell
which is gonna be
yeah, motherfucker.
awesome, and so is Stephen AJ is coming back.
Nice. Fuck
He's the
yes.
fucking man.
He's the best.
I'm getting minorities is the thing.
yeah,
That's what I
we're
need.
too white.
After that, Monique is coming.
We got Dave Chappelle. is
Chappelle,
next on the lineup.
Aziz Ansari. I do have
More like Aziz, I'm sorry, right?
Oh, he
'Cause
should
did-
be.
He did that one special where that's basically the whole thing.
Yeah, he's like, sorry, I tried to get laid and I'm an awkward dork. It was basically the
Dude.
whole theme of that.
The whole thing that was, and then he did a special that was just like 30 minutes on Netflix where he's in like the Comedy Cellar. It's pretty fucking good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, check it out. It's loose. It's like, oh, I remember he was funny.
Yeah, he still got it.
Nice.
Aziz
But
still got it.
yeah, the local show was dope.
it was
Dope
awesome.
time.
Awesome turnout. Fucking everybody crushed. We had an electric crowd. I mean, probably by the end, because like people were like filling in, just staying in the back room. By the end, there's probably fucking almost 80 people there,
Yeah, they love us.
and they love us.
They love us, my lord.
They lined up to just praise us,
And we're the kings, and
And
they will
offer
do what
us
we tell them.
trinkets, and pledge fealty to our house
The house that
Steamboat
we've
Comedy.
built.
Yes, to be built with our own two hands.
And our ancestors.
Yes,
have
the
also
first
built.
men founded Steamboat Comedy. Their blood
Yeah.
runs in my veins
It will, and it'll run in the veins for centuries.
for centuries. That's-
Yeah, maybe even decades.
maybe even like the next 3 years.
Yeah, maybe.
Who
If
knows?
we can hold on tight enough. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so that was awesome. Thanks everyone who came out.
Yeah, for real. That was fun.
For real.
Glad you got to see our fucking jokes.
Yeah, man. It was a great time. I'm really excited for the show and hate it. I'm very curious to see what it's going to look like. Because they have,
We just got to go to Clark next. Then we got like all exits of Steamboat taken care
every
of.
direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do one in Stagecoach. Get one in at top of Rabbit Ears Pass. We'll just do something up there.
Yeah, there's, maybe a camp show
Yeah.
next summer.
Yeah.
Come camping with Steamboat Comedy.
Yeah. Camps and jokes.
And then we just leave early.
We just leave. Like, it's
Like, I
cold
wanna
here.
Go home. I'm tired of. I don't want to talk to these people. I'm sick of drinking.
I don't want to drink with my fans.
I want to
Gross.
drink with my fans. They're disgusting. No, I love you guys. I love my fans.
So, well, you left early, though, on the show Saturday.
I did. I'm
Or Friday, because you had a marathon, an ultra marathon.
I'm an ultra marathon
You're an
runner.
ultra marathon runner.
Thank
So
you. I'm glad
ran-
you brought that up because I didn't want to.
I want to hear your experience because what you did is what some would call batshit fucking insane.
Yeah.
So
dude.
Matt ran 50 miles in the, is it the Run Rabbit Run? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, yeah,
I actually saw there was a documentary about it on Netflix a few years back.
yeah. It's like one of the big ultra marathons like in the country.
Well, because there's a 50 miler and then there's a 100 miler.
The 100
too.
miler is the big one. Those people are batshit nuts.
They make you look normal.
They really
you
do.
look like a psycho compared to everyone else.
They make me feel like a bitch, dude. Because you see them because they start a day early, so it's through the fucking mountains. It's up the ski hill,
yeah.
down to Long Lake, and then they go to Buff Pass and run around over there for the night. And then the 50 milers go to Rabbit Ears and then come back.
Yeah.
So there's that section where like you see each other. And they started a day early. So you would see these people on like mile fucking 89.
Jesus.
Like when we were on mile 10.
So
and
you're
we
all
were just
kind of.
starting.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. I was gonna say you're not finishing at the same time though.
A couple of the hundreds were though. They'll run for like 35 hours, which is
Jesus.
fucking like you're not running at that point. But
Yeah, you're surviving.
so yeah, we would see a couple people when we started who were just finishing, and they're on their 100th mile
Yeah.
right now, and we're on mile 1, and that kind of fucks with you a little bit.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh, I am not a man. this guy is a man.
That
This
guy
guy
is a
running
fucking-
right down.
A unit.
And the other crazy part was like there's a whole lot of females that do it, and I have the theory that like their pain tolerance is just it's not even a theory, it's science.
Yeah.
They have an incredible pain tolerance.
Because they can rip open their vaginas.
Yeah,
To
for-
birth
for
humans.
birthing purposes.
Yes.
Which men can't do. I don't know if you knew that.
Well, some people would debate that these days.
oh,
man.
I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
I
God
just
damn
got
it.
canceled.
Yeah. And that's a wrap for
I just
Steamboat
got
Comedy.
Canceled. Hell yeah. But no, there's a lot of badass chicks doing it. Like just fucking the chick that the person that won the 50 miler was this lady, like this 30-year-old lady, and she was fucking cruising, dude. I saw her
Like one overall or like just the women's?
one overall of the
Damn.
50-mile race. I don't know who won the 100-mile, but that being said, the weather was dog shit. The race is super hard, like if it was nice out, you know, because it's just you're running through the fucking mountains, dude.
Yeah, run through like mud and shit. It's all tracked out.
Yeah, so the 100-miler started and it was just pissing rain that entire Friday. It was
Jesus.
hailing up top. They got hailed on in the first 3 hours.
Damn.
And then they have to run through the night, which is like running a full day is something, but then running through the night, like in route wilderness, it's like it's not safe, dude.
No.
There's like moose out there, especially this time of year. There's black bears. There's a whole bunch
Yeah,
of
there's
shit.
moose in my front yard lately.
And they've already ran 60 miles, like at this point. And now it's time to run through the night. So they're already like fucking delusional and shit. Like I'm surprised more people don't die doing it.
Yeah.
Like no one died
I mean,
though.
do
this
they
year.
have like a bunch of people there like along the trail in case somebody?
Yeah, so
fucking-
there's like aid stations. I think at least for the 100, there's aid stations like every 10 to 13 miles. So there's not that big of gaps between where people can fucking be. If you take a wrong turn though, you kind of know. You're like, oh shit. They put ribbons on the trail so you can kind of like if there's a split, you're like, oh the ribbons go that way, so I can go that way. But even at night, like there's reflectors and shit. And when you're that many miles in, like you sometimes don't see shit.
Yeah.
But
You
it's
might be like out of your mind.
but that
you
just
know?
goes into like how hard it is to put on one of those fucking races.
Yeah.
Like it's all volunteer work and shit like that, which
Really?
is fucking crazy. I mean, they obviously get money from like sponsors like Honey Stinger and shit like that. But yeah, it was different because I'd only done like up to 30-mile races at that point, and then this was 50. So it's just kind of boring, dude. After a while, and it's like,
you like put headphones in or anything?
no, I don't, because I'm crazy. And you're also like, you're in the woods, dude. You know what I mean? You kind of want to hear.
In case a bear rolls up, you
In
don't want to be
case-
like jamming out
Or
to
just someone like,
Shaggy and-
hey,
yeah.
not that way, or come back. So I didn't have, some people did have headphones in, but then, like, it's also just mentally fucking exhausting. Like, physically,
Yeah.
your body's, like, at least my body was physically done, like, before halfway.
yeah,
like
well,
mile-
halfway is a fucking marathon.
Yeah. So, like, mile 20 to 22, like, your body's already like, all right, this fucking hurts, but it's not getting any worse. But then mentally, it's like, all right, every 30 minutes, I have to drink at least 10 to 15 ounces of water. I have to eat at least 150 to 200 calories every hour. So you start to run and you get in the zone, and then you look at your watch and you're like, fuck, I got to drink and eat right now.
Do you stop or you just like pull it out of your backpack? Like,
So yeah, most people have the backpack on with the camel's back,
Yeah.
or you have the 2 waters up front, and you
Yeah.
always have like gels or shit like that.
so you carry a lot of weight.
Yeah, probably about 10 to 15 pounds on your back, but so it's hard. Like, you can get in the zone when you run, but then you got to like snap out of it and be like, oh, my body's going to break down if I don't fucking eat
Right.
and drink right now. I wouldn't think about it right now, but like you have to continue to be on top of that shit, because 10 miles from there, you're going to be sick. Like with the dude there was a guy, he was winning the race like up to mile 35. Like I saw him on the way back. He was hauling ass, and then like the 2 other people I was running with on like mile 40, one of the dudes was like, did you see the guy that was in first place? I was like, yeah, man, he was hauling ass. He's like, no, did you see him at like mile 35 sitting on the stump? And I was like, no. He's like, oh, I ran by him. And I was like, you okay? And he's like, no, man, I'm fucked. I'm sick. I'm fucked. Like he
Oh,
did his
no.
nutrition wrong or something, got to mile 35 in the lead, and then started puking, and he was like
Oh,
out of
jeez.
the race. Yeah.
Fuck.
So it can just hit you like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a lot. Like this whole week, I was like fucking exhausted still.
I bet.
I've been sleeping like 8 hours steady every night, still getting up like, oh my God, my fucking foot hurts. But the human body's fucking pretty crazy, and this is my David Goggins shout out. This is where I really turn into David Goggins. You can push yourself further than you ever thought, all right? Who
Yeah,
would have thought
pussy.
you could run 50 miles? If I'm a badass, you're sitting at home on your couch, you're not a badass. I'm a badass. So get out, wake up in the morning.
Is that what he says?
Yeah, pretty much. In summation.
I never listened to Goggins, probably just because I don't want to be shamed.
That's really, he addresses that constantly, too. It's
Yeah.
like everything like you'd hate about yourself, he like calls it right out. You're like, I have to go do something
You're like,
cool.
"Fuck."
Dude, as much as I hate to admit it, like I do watch a lot of his videos, and that's probably a big reason why I do like the long distance fucking running and shit, because it's like just the exercise of self-discipline.
Mhm.
Like I can do a 50-mile race, but then like if I have to cancel, which I do have to cancel my Wi-Fi in the next week, and like I'll push that, like I can't do that. Like that'll give me anxiety more than like doing one of those races. So it's like, oh fuck. Well, if I can do that, I can call these goddamn internet people and
Right.
cancel my shit. Like, I don't know, man. It was fucking wild though.
Yeah. And you're. Did you get injured at all?
The top of my left foot still hurts.
Like, is it like bruised?
I don't know. It's just probably like, what the hell is your problem, man?
Probably have stress fractures. in
Yeah,
there.
it's something in there, but that's all part of that pain is just in the mind.
It's just in the mind, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
The only place growth comes from is suffering. is what they say.
Is what Goggins told you.
That's what Goggins says. All right? So you guys got to check David Goggins out.
That's what Lord Goggins told me.
Sir Goggins.
Sir Goggins.
Sir Goggins. No, man, but it was like, it's just a cool environment. You see a lot of badass people out there, like psychos doing the same shit you're doing. And you're like, all right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You have no,
I have no desire to do anything like this, dude.
you don't like running.
I fucking hate running.
So does everyone, though.
Okay.
That's, you know, you just do it.
I mean, I'll do it sometimes. Like, I'll
Yeah.
run. There's a back trail that
But
goes.
you're not like a fat piece of shit.
No, I'm an active guy.
You're an active man. You like lifting weights.
Yeah,
And
I'm a
there's nothing
weightlifter.
wrong with that.
Because I want to look fucking swole.
Well, there's pain in lifting weights.
Yeah. Well,
You're
my
on that-
shoulder, fucking the last like couple weeks, my left shoulder just pops out of socket all the time.
Does it go right back in?
Yeah, it's like a,
It's called a sublux.
yeah, I'm subluxing hard.
It's not a full dislocation.
Yeah.
A sublux though. My shit does that all the fucking time.
It sucks.
Back when I used to play fucking football.
It's been doing it. I'll be sleeping and I'll go to roll over in the
Yep.
middle of the night and it happens. Oh, it happened twice last night.
Do you immediately get hot and sweaty?
I usually just collapse. I'm like, ah.
Dude, one time. Okay, I swear to God. One time I was about to have sex because I'm the man, but it was with
Oh, yeah,
it
dude.
was with my ex-girlfriend. We were still dating at the
That
time.
bitch.
But yeah, I hate her guts still. I don't. Shout out. You know who you are.
You know who you are.
We
babe.
haven't talked in 3 years. I love you.
Big fan of the show. Friend of the
Big fan
show.
of the show. Big fan of me, I think. But anyway, we were about to have sex, and I was on my back, and I I was gonna take my underwear off, so I brought my legs to my chest to get it over my ass,
Uh-huh.
and as I went past my knees, my shoulder subluxed.
Oh,
Went
buddy.
out and in, and I went, oh, curled up in the fetal position, and then we didn't have sex that night.
She's like, baby, you okay? And you're like, no.
I was like, no. I'm like sweating, right? Not because I'm turned on.
It's not a good sweat,
It
babe.
was bad. We banged the next morning, though. It was all right.
Oh, that is fine.
It was a happy story.
All's well that ends well.
And then we broke up, and everyone's been miserable since. And yes, life finds a way. You
Life
know?
finds a way.
So it goes.
I want
but
to
yeah.
see. I want to see you get a girlfriend in the new house because I want to see what dating Matt Newland looks like.
It's kind of like being my friend. A little frustrating.
Yeah, just say that bad, huh?
a little frustrating. You never know what I'm up to because I'm really not up to anything. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's like, I wish I could push him further. No, you can't.
No,
But
unless
then I'll go
you're
run-
David Goggins, you
Yeah,
ain't
then I'll go
pushing
run
shit.
50 miles and you'll be like, this guy's a fucking nutcase. This guy's out of his fucking mind.
Oh, bud. Well, that's on that note. We are moving into the new studio here pretty soon.
This is the last episode in this studio.
Most likely,
And
yeah.
I want to just shout out to our sponsors and shit who have been very supportive,
Yes, thank you.
curating this space for us to do our podcast, you know?
Yeah.
It's been
Manscaped, Stamps.com,
Stamps.com, BetterHelp.
Squarespace, Blue Chew, Casper Mattress, Simply Safe, Indochino, Onnit, Fleshlight, Liquid IV, and Me Undies. Use promo code non-existent, and you'll get $0 off.
We don't
any
get
order.
paid for this.
We get no money.
We do this.
Someday
out of
we'll get a
love.
podcast sponsor. I've been fucking trying to talk a few people into it.
Yeah.
We're gonna be more busy here soon in the winter.
Yeah, well, I don't podcast because I get paid to do it.
Yeah, it's for the love of the game.
Because I love to do it.
Yeah.
I love to sit here and talk about me popping my shoulder out during sex.
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
You know? That's why we do this.
Yeah, talking about our opinions on Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, this is what the people want.
And honestly, he probably wasn't that bad of a guy.
He seemed like a great guy.
You know?
Just a little confused.
He seemed like he was a little confused.
He was a little confused.
And if he just had... his dad wasn't in the picture, right?
His
his mom,
his
I
dad was
guess.
an asshole, and
He
his
lived with-
mom was also an asshole.
And then that's usually the
It's not
recipe.
Yeah, goes a
It's-
long way.
You know, you can have an asshole mom and dad and not be a serial killer, but
Usually, that's
generally,
the case.
like when you are a serial killer, those two factors.
Yeah, there's very
It's not
few
'cause your
serial
parents
killers.
loved you.
No, they don't. You don't come from like a great family, and you're like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna murder.
I'm gonna serial kill.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut dude's head off and bang him.
It's funny that cereal is the word for it, but it's also like the delicious thing you eat in the morning.
It is a different kind of cereal.
It is, but it sounds the same.
Yeah,
Cereal and cereal.
that's a homonym, they say.
Is that what they call it?
Uh huh.
A homonym.
Doot 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 doot. Homonym. Doot 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 doot.
Is that from Blue's Clues?
No, that is from The Muppets.
Same
Critically
thing.
acclaimed show. You watch it, dude. Don't you disgrace the Muppets like
Honestly,
that?
probably watched more Blue's Clues than I watched Muppets.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think I missed
Muppets
that
was
boat.
like the 80s, bro.
Yeah. They tried to bring it back in the films.
Yeah, but they kept misgendering all the puppets.
Well, all of them have hands up their asses, so they're a little gay at least. I know that. They're all at least bi.
Unless it's a chick hand up there.
True. Nothing wrong with a good prostate massage from the lady.
So you think about that.
So, I stand corrected, and I apologize.
And, we want to take a moment to apologize to all of our listeners out there who are heated about our Muppet debate we just had.
Yeah.
And
That
I
was
know it got crazy.
That was a rough minute ago, and I'm glad you guys all powered through.
And we've had a lot of time to grow and think about the things we said during that and how it's affected not only us, but people who look up to us.
People who look up to us, young boys and girls in the,
the
community.
kids of the community.
Because that's what we're here for. Steamboat Comedy, much like Wu-Tang, is for the children.
It's for the kids.
For the kids.
When I go out, Kyle,
Yeah, which you often do.
when I go out,
Yes.
not in, when I go out and a kid comes up to me and goes, Matt,
sign my dick.
and I go, no, I can't do that because this isn't Game of Thrones time.
Yeah.
If it was Game of Thrones time,
Yeah. They were signing dicks left
they
and
were
right.
signing dicks left and right.
They're like,
That's all
Jamie
the kids.
Lannister, will you sign me penis?
Jon Snow was like, sure.
Of course I will, little one.
Little guy.
I love to sign your penis.
I mean, as far as Game of Thrones goes, so far I'm halfway through season 2, and it's okay. That's what I'm at right now.
Really? You just think
I'm
it's
at
okay?
It's kind of boring, isn't it?
Well, there's a lot of... It's very dialogue heavy, but it's really good dialogue. There's also... It's one of those shows where, like I've seen it like 10 times fucking through. I don't notice, like, references that I didn't notice for. Because there's so many names, and if you don't have all the background on, like, the different houses and, like, the different, like, geographical regions, then it just kind of sounds like...
Yeah, maybe I'm just stupid, dude. Maybe I'm just a stupid guy.
I feel like I would watch it with you, and I could probably, like, every 2 minutes give you, like, insight as to what's happening.
Yeah, because I'm just asking questions to no one right now. It's
Like,
like, is that his fucking brother? Or is that...
Who was...
Wait, is she fucking her brother? Is that... It took me, like, the
She is-
whole season to, like... My first instinct was like, I think that's brother and sister.
Yeah.
And then it took me till
They're twins, actually.
to the beginning of season 2 to finally set in stone and be like, okay, they are brother and sister.
Well, that's why Brand gets
Wow.
cooked out of the window in the first episode.
Yeah, I knew that, but I didn't know if they were like cousins or some weird shit like they were.
brother
I didn't
and
know they
sister.
were legit blood
Yeah.
brother and sister
Uh-huh.
until about beginning of season
They
2.
bang each other a lot.
They haven't really, though.
They will.
I did. I think I told you this. I got real sick in the first 3 episodes of watching Jason Momoa rape that blonde chick.
It's pretty rough.
The first 3 episodes are just like, once an
like, "Ooga
episode.
dooga," and
it's
just
like,
starts
oh
banging her.
my God, dude. Again with this shit? I'm like, dude, I'm like looking over my shoulder, like watching it by myself. Just like, Jesus.
Yeah. Can you believe this? Can you believe this?
Talking to no one, losing my mind. I was like, another one? Holy shit.
In the books, she's all about it.
That's what nerds say.
Yeah, and you're hearing it from one right now.
Yeah.
In the book, she's like, ooh, a dude.
And
I
she's
have-
also 13.
you
How
saw-
is that show not canceled, bro?
Well, they took a lot of...
I think if you place it in that time period, you're good, though.
yeah,
You're like,
that...
that's just how it was.
That's just the way it is. I mean, I think it's part of being
Things
with...
will never be the same.
Never be the same, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just the
But
way
that's...
it
I
is.
think the reason why it's so rapey is because if you were to go off the books and be like, oh, she's never met this dude and he's a big hunking brute and just starts plowing her and she, like, loves it, people would be like, what? They'd almost had to be like, well, of course she's not into it. Because, like, by normal society standards, you'd be like, yeah, of course she wouldn't just be into some hulking brute just being like,
Jason
I'm gonna
Momoa,
rape you.
bro.
Yeah. He's a handsome guy.
I would be into it.
I would,
You know?
too. I
If
mean,
I didn't know who Jason Momoa was, and all of a sudden he showed up on a horse, and I was in a dress,
he's like, hey, you go, yeah, and you're like, whoa.
I would melt.
I'd probably cream my jeans.
I'd cream right my genies.
Yeah, right, my genie weenies. No, I think they just couldn't. They had to be like, well, obviously she's got to like figure
Resist
it out.
a little.
Yeah.
But then she got into it, and then
By the end, she like loves him, and then he dies.
yeah,
Spoiler alert: this was 10 years ago.
that was season 1 though.
Yeah.
The witch poisoned him. That was kind of bullshit, dude. I didn't like the way he went out. I wanted to see him
It
go out
was
like
lame.
a warrior. It was
He
a
doesn't.
lame
He
way
does
to-
not go out like a warrior. He does
No.
rip that one dude's throat out, which is pretty cool. Though.
But that's what like kills him, because the dude like puts a sword on his
Yeah.
chest and cuts him a little bit, and then he rips his throat out.
right.
And then they're like, "You got to get that chest wound taken care of." And the witch is like, "I'll do it."
She's like, I can help you.
And she doesn't. She just fucking poisons
Yeah.
him and then turns him into a vegetable.
Well, it's because she's like, dude, like this guy just killed everyone that I like. Why would I not kill him? Like he sucks.
I mean, when you
This
think
guy
about it like
sucks.
that, though, it's pretty good logic on her part.
Yeah, that's like when she's she's explaining to Daenerys, and Daenerys is like, "Why would you kill him? I saved you." And she's like, "You fucking saved me? Are you serious? You guys burnt
You
my
saved
village to
what?
the
And
ground."
she was like, "I saved your life." And she's like, "Life?
She's
That's life."
yeah,
And she
right.
like and like
Yeah.
he's a vegetable. He's like, "What is life?"
Yeah,
You
what
know?
is life when you have nothing? And
Yeah.
they point, so yeah, it's fucking. It's a brilliant show.
That's
dude.
pretty. No, that was a good part. I just didn't like the way he went out.
It just sucks. There's a lot
Yeah.
more badass dudes who go out in a lot cooler ways, though.
All right, that's cool. And that's also like watching it 10 years after it came out.
Yeah,
Everything's been spoiled and my expectations have been set by
Yeah.
everyone else who's watched it. Who's like, "Hey, man, everyone's going to die. Don't get attached to anyone."
well, not everyone dies, but most people die.
And so it's like, all right. So when someone dies, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm not as like, and I don't have to wait another week for the new one to come out like everyone did when it was first fucking
Right.
on HBO.
Oh, we were doing that. We were so into it in fucking St. Mary up in rural Montana where we didn't meet, but maybe met. We don't even know because we
Probably
were there at the
crossed
same
paths,
time,
dude.
probably.
We did karaoke.
We did karaoke.
Fucking yeah.
Yeah, we did. I was just talking to the guy who's moving into this room after I move out, and he's like, well, I got to go to karaoke at Kip's. And I was like, yeah, dude.
Did Jared find the people?
Which people?
The people that are gonna move into this place now?
No, the guy is a buddy of mine.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
And then the other chick we found on like fucking Craigslist or something.
Yeah, on Grinder.
She's probably she said she's a Nigerian prince, so I think it's gonna work out
Yeah,
pretty
we
well.
just had to forward her 50G, and
Yeah.
she should be here in no time.
She should be here any minute.
Cover travel.
Yeah,
expenses.
travel expenses. It's so expensive to get here from Nigeria.
Oh my God, the plane tickets alone,
Yeah.
sir.
Hundreds
Sir,
of dollars.
the food alone,
food.
sir. Almost Heroes. That is a recommendation
Fantastic.
if anyone's listening.
Oh, speaking of which, got a funny Farley story I just heard. So my landlord, who was like my boss I've been just working for on the side lately, he was roommates with Farley in college.
That's wild.
It's fucking wild. And it's funny, I
Does
found
he have
out.
pictures?
Yeah, there's pictures of them together.
Okay,
They
cool.
lived in the same house. It was like, it wasn't a frat house. It was like mostly rugby players, but they just like lived in this huge house. This is at Marquette University in Wisconsin. There's like 15 people in this house. And so they were all just in there, and, you know,
That's fucking wild.
Farley was, of course, a fucking nut. But, and I don't think I've told this before on the podcast, but I was, it was during the pandemic. I was doing a Zoom comedy show, which did, in fact, suck.
Sounds went about as good as it sounds.
Yes. It was bad. I mean, it was better than nothing. It was all we had at the moment.
Yeah.
But our landlord guy came over and he was like, hey, like he was like fixing something or looking at something. I was like, hey, like, can you like roll out soon? I got this thing in like 10 minutes. And he was like, oh, well, what are you doing? I was like, well, I'm doing a comedy show. And he was just like,
on
oh.
that?
yeah, I was like,
What, on your computer?
on your computer? What are you, fucking stupid?
Are you an idiot? That's not comedy.
That sounds terrible.
Like,
And
I
I'm
know, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to do
It's
something.
all I got, sir. But he was like, oh, yeah, comedy. You know, my buddy Chris used to do that. And I was like, oh, yeah? He was like, yeah, Chris Farley, we were roommates. I was like, what?
No, you
Talking
weren't.
about the funniest human who ever lived on
Yeah.
Earth? Okay. Which then I immediately, because I played rugby at Northern Michigan in the actual Marquette, not that poser-ass Marquette.
Yeah, fucking losers.
Marquette University's in Milwaukee, which is fucking lame. And so we would always hear these tall tales about him because he dropped out of school, and the story was always that Farley dropped out of school because he burnt someone's house down, which just sounds like the most far-fetched shit ever, just like some fucking Paul Bunyan tale.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I gotta ask. I heard Farley dropped out because he burned down someone's house. Is that true? And he was like, oh, yeah, that's true.
Damn.
And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. And he's fucking around. He shot a bottle rocket through someone's window, and they weren't home, and fucking caught some drapes on fire, burned their house down.
That's
I was like,
awesome.
holy shit, dude.
That's so cool.
Dude, it was so wild. But then I was just listening, and I was telling him about it, but I was listening to this podcast, and it was the guy from Married with Children, like the dad on it, who's like Wayne's World and shit. And he's like, when you stab a man in the heat of
Ed
winter.
O'Neill.
Yeah, Ed O'Neill.
Yeah.
And he said he was at a Super Bowl party at John Lovett's house.
Okay.
And Farley was in rehab in Venice, but they let him out to go to the Super Bowl, apparently. And he came over to their house, and he shows up late in typical Farley, I'm a mess fashion. And he comes in, they have like this whole food spread out, and like the game's about to start. And they're like, yeah, like mix yourself up with that. And he's like, whoa, what should I have? And they're like, oh, well, there's some bread. Just put whatever you want on it. And he's like, okay. So Farley just takes these 2 big pieces of bread and just finds everything he can in the room and just puts it on the sandwich so that it's like this heaping thing. And he just goes and sits down, and everyone's looking at him like, what the fuck? And then the cat goes by, and he just picks up the cat and puts it in the sandwich and puts the loaves of bread around it.
That's so silly. That's awesome.
What a goober.
That's the best, dude.
Almost Heroes, though. Best Farley movie.
Recommendation. I would say best Farley.
I think
Tommy Boy is obviously most
Tommy
beloved.
Boy is the most beloved, but I think the funniest Farley movie is Almost Heroes. That was his last one, too, before he died.
Yep. That, and then Beverly Hills Ninja was right before it, which is also really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
But Almost Heroes is great because Farley's awesome in it, and also Matthew Perry's fucking hilarious.
Yes. And so is
The Schitt's Creek guy.
the Schitt's Creek guy.
Guy Fontenot.
Yes, he's fucking great. Guy Fontenot.
Guy Fontenot. The languages I speak, this is not one of them. It's such a... You have to watch it. Highly recommend it.
Amazing. Also has the hottest Native American chick ever.
Oh, yeah.
She's such a babe.
And the classic scene where he's like looking at her ass through the telescope, and Farley comes up. He's like, "What are you looking at?" He's like, "Gaze upon the apple of my eye," or something like that. And Farley looks through, and it's just the French dude's ass.
Yeah.
He looks at him. He's like, "All right, from here on out, me and you, we keep our distance, okay?"
Classic.
No, you big French oaf.
The best is when they go to the brothel and it's all like stick figure women.
Oh, straw women.
The straw women,
Yeah.
yeah. They're all so desperate. They're just like the old guy comes in, he's like all embarrassed, like takes off his hat and he's like so good.
And the one guy takes a straw chick home with him. And then she gets burned in the fire. And Matthew Perry looks at him and he goes, You do know she was made of straw, right? And he goes, "Yeah, figured that's why she burned so easy." Classic, dude. Joke after joke in that fucking movie.
Fantastic. Good slapstick, good dumbass humor.
Yeah. Obviously, the physical comedy's there with Farley, as it is in every goddamn Farley movie.
Always.
But,
You ever see his interview on Letterman?
where he like
Wait.
picks the dude up?
Yeah,
in
he
the
just like his
audience?
intro. He just runs in, he grabs it out of the audience, throws him over his shoulder, runs in the alley, and just throws the guy in a dumpster, and then just comes on stage.
That's
so,
awesome.
So amazing.
God, dude, just a tornado.
Just a fucking champion.
You got any movie recommendations? You watched anything?
I haven't watched much lately.
We don't have any shows or nothing to promote anymore.
No, that's
We're
pretty
onto the
much
movie
it. I was telling you,
section.
Dave is great. I just started getting into that.
Yeah, you got to breeze through that.
Yeah, that's gonna be
That'll
on
be
the watch
easy.
list.
That'll be easy to watch.
So good. I'm gonna probably put on some Dave after this.
God, dude, Lil Dicky is so fucking talented.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Sucks, dude. Save some for the rest of us, bro.
Right?
Like, Jesus.
He's the man. And even though he's like a dorky guy with a lisp and like,
Yeah, the slack jaw.
yeah, it's like always like mouth wide open.
But the writing on the show is fucking crazy
Yeah.
good. The dialogue's fantastic.
And it seems like he wrote pretty much the majority of it.
Yeah, and it's got Andrew Santino in it too.
Andrew
The
Santino
redhead.
was very funny in the show too.
Dude, he's a good stand-up comedian, fucking hilarious. But he is also a fantastic fucking actor.
Yeah. No, he kills it.
Wild.
Yeah,
That's like the acting in it. It's fucking crazy. Dave Gaeta and Andrew Santino are all three fucking great actors.
And so does the guy who's like the sound engineer. Fucking kills it too.
Oh yeah. And also the girlfriend, Allie.
The girlfriend,
she's, fucking
she's great.
Adorable.
She is.
Cast perfectly.
Mhm.
Dude.
Very understanding.
Yep.
Even when she finds him with like the rubber ass.
Yeah, cool as hell.
She's
What are
cool
you
about it.
halfway through season 1?
I think I just put down the first 5 apps.
Yeah, 5 more to go. I think there's 8 or 10 in season 1.
Okay.
You'll breeze through them tonight.
Yeah, I probably
Fucking
will.
easy. We can talk football.
Football!
Giants off to a hot 2-0 start.
Giants out to a hot 2-0
How do you
start,
feel?
baby.
How do you truly and honestly feel?
Feel great. It's just so nice. It just shows what a difference good coaching makes in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like there really is like there's 32 teams. There's only 32 head coaches in the entire NFL.
Yeah.
And out of those 32,
That
like,
math checks out.
like 8 of
It does.
8 of them know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Like it's not a coincidence that like
And only one of them's Bill Belichick, but that's,
yeah.
you know.
And they're figuring it out. They're
Yeah.
having some rough goes. I mean, they could only win 12 games a season for 20 years straight, and you know you take your lumps every once in a while.
The Patriots good. I'm glad. I hope they have a dog shit season.
Yeah,
They
fuck 'em.
deserve it. At least
They
one
do.
of them.
God
Jesus
damn it.
Christ.
It is kind of a bummer because like Brady going from Belichick and then just winning a Super Bowl the first year he's gone. People are like, see, it was Brady the whole time, and I'm like, no, idiot.
No, it's not.
Brady went to a team that was fucking stacked
Yeah.
and
Look at the
also had a
D-line
good
they
coach. Yeah.
had. Coming from a Giants fan, you know D-lines win championships.
Yes, that's the only reason we won the
literally-
last 2 we
that's-
had.
Dude, that's still it. Like,
Yeah.
you have a solid D-line, you're going to win the fucking
Yeah, well, it's like
championship.
dumbass people are like, oh, well, like, you know, if a quarterback doesn't win the Super Bowl, then he's not a good quarterback. It's like, that's retarded.
Yeah, dude, defense
like-
wins championships.
Like, you're going to tell me that Eli Manning is better than Dan Marino? Like, no.
No.
As a Giants fan, I'll tell you straight to your face, no fucking way.
He's not. But I have heard some cool shit about Eli come. I can't remember which one of his teammates was talking about him, but they were like, dude, once Eli kind of put on that, you know, that kind of stupid face he had. He didn't say stupid face, but he'd get that
He'd kind of like,
that zone look face in
Yeah.
during the playoffs. They're like, he was locked in.
Yeah, dude.
He was-
like, he looked like a doofus. That's when you knew shit was on.
yeah, dude, he was locked in. Like,
No, he was, I mean,
he
it's
was
not,
like he never blamed anyone for shit
no.
besides the refs.
Always took the
obviously.
high road.
Yeah.
Always took the high road, got his shit done, never made excuses. Like, he was a legit fucking championship dude.
I mean, you not just know. I mean, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl, I guess. But
Right. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, fuck yeah, off defense.
Yes.
You know, but 2-0. Dak Prescott's out. You guys are looking good in that division.
I think we're going to slap up these fucking boys.
Yeah,
And we've had, so our defense has been
I
playing
think
good.
so. I think it'll be a good game, probably, just because it's
We'll
fucking
see.
division, dude.
It's division. I mean, we always play the Cowboys stuff, but
Yeah.
it's at home Monday night. We're doing a whiteout like they do at like Penn State.
yeah.
So like
that's pretty
the
dope.
players are wearing all white, and then like everyone in the audience is gonna be wearing all white too.
That's pretty cool,
The stadium, it's gonna be fucking sweet.
dude. I remember for a while there, it was after the Giants won their second Super Bowl, and they fucking sucked for like 5 years.
Yeah.
But because they won those 2 Super Bowls and they were the Giants, for some reason they were on every primetime fucking game
Well, it's a
for the
giant
next
market too.
4 years,
Yeah.
dude. And we just had to watch the fucking 4-10 Giants.
The hapless like
Just
late
like,
Eli Manning
oh,
Giants just get
it's just like,
slapped up.
oh my god, I'm so sick. They'd be on Sunday night, then Monday night, then they'd be on Thursday night, and it's like, dude, how
It's
many
like-
primetime spots are they getting?
All of them.
All of them. And then finally, Saquon
Saquon, he's finally healthy
for now.
for now.
Not gonna
Yeah,
do it.
fuck. I need
Dude.
some wood. Yeah, we'll see. That's probably going to be a disaster soon. But I feel good. It's weird, though. Our
Does it
receiver
feel like there's
situation
an
is weird.
ominous cloud above you, like you're waiting for it to collapse?
Honestly, not yet.
Not yet? Cool.
Because it's all about matchups, and I really thought we were going to lose at least the first one in Tennessee. That was a fucking miracle.
Yeah.
That was a fucking Music City miracle.
Yeah,
But
dude.
this I feel confident about Monday, and I'm just sticking it there.
Yep.
How
Alright.
about your Ravens after your fucking devastating comeback loss?
To that was. We just signed Jason Pierre-Paul, I think. So.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, they're after that
The
loss,
old-
they were like, "Hey, we might need someone to put some fucking pressure on the quarterback."
And he raised his 3-finger hand up and
he's
was like, I can do
I
it.
will do it. I still have one good hand." So they signed him. No, that was brutal to see. The defense just letting fucking Tua throw 6 touchdowns on you.
Yeah.
Like no one's done that since Peyton Manning.
Yeah, and Tua's not Peyton Manning.
No, not at all.
Tua
He's
kind
way
of
worse.
is average.
Super average.
Yeah.
We were up 35 to fucking 14 at the start of the fourth.
Yeah, you were.
It was brutal.
When Lamar broke that fucking like 80-yard run, you're like, oh, okay, they're getting back into it, and then they still lost.
Yeah, you're
anyways.
like, okay, maybe we can outlast a shootout, and we couldn't.
Nope.
But I was watching the game, and I just knew we were gonna lose. I was watching it with Seamus, and I was like, this is what 3 minutes
Just
left. I was like,
smell it.
here's what's gonna happen. We're not gonna get a touchdown. We're gonna kick a field goal. They're gonna get the ball back. They're gonna score. We're gonna lose.
Mhm.
That's exactly what
That's
the fuck
exactly
I've
what-
seen it happen too many goddamn times this last 4 fucking years, dude.
Yeah.
The Ravens are like built on defense, and then when they don't have a defense, you're like, this is the worst shit ever. How are you? You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. The season is over. No, the season's fine. Lamar looks fucking great.
Lamar looks fantastic.
You can figure the defensive shit out every now and then, I guess. It's young dudes in the
Young dudes,
secondary.
they're just
Marcus
boys.
Peters, fucking first game back in over a year at cornerback, so
Yeah. He's going to shake
they're
off some
gonna
wrist.
be fine. And the AFC North is not looking that good.
No.
So that's also.
I mean, the Brownies look pretty solid.
they look okay. They just beat the Steelers. Actually, that was
Yeah.
last night. I didn't.
And they
do it.
really should have won the one game they lost. That was pretty lucky by the Jets.
Yeah, but it's the Browns, dude.
I know.
Ravens can handle the Browns. We always have.
the
dude.
Browns.
Come on, dude.
They could have like an entire Hall of Fame roster, and you'd be like, but it's the Browns.
It's the Browns, dude. We're gonna. It's
They're
gonna.
gonna
we're
lose.
Gonna win.
We're gonna
It's
beat
gonna be fucking
the
fun.
Browns.
No, but we'll see. Week 3, baby.
We'll see.
Fantasy football.
Fucking
You play it. You win it, dude.
Dude,
Stressing you out, keeping you up at night.
I got 3 leagues. One I'm 2-0, one I'm 1-1, and the one I'm 0-2. And the one I'm 0-2 is like my Steamboat League, and it pisses me off
What
because
are you doing?
What do you mean?
What are you doing?
I'm fucking losing. My entire team is hurt, I had like tight end is such a fucking wasteland because there's like 3 good ones and like 85 shitty ones.
Yeah.
I started Cole Kmet 2 weeks in a row because like, oh, he's gonna be super involved in the Bears offense. He got 0.
Yeah.
He
the Bears
goosed
are
me.
garbage.
Fucking goose egg 2 weeks in a row. Fuck. Which the first one, it was like a monsoon in Chicago. So I was like, well, chalk it up to that. And then the second one, the fucking Bears, they threw the ball like 11 times.
Yeah,
in the
didn't
game.
they play the Packers, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. They got
Threw the ball
whooped.
11 times. Like, what the fuck is this? Middle school? My high school fucking had 3 passing plays, and we threw it more than 11 times
That's
in
what
a
you
game.
get for putting any faith in the fucking Chicago Bears whatsoever.
Seriously.
Dude,
That's dumb.
you need to watch Moneyball.
But I have George Kittle, who didn't even play in the preseason and somehow still got hurt
Yeah.
and has missed the first 2 games.
His shin or something or his hamstring.
He's just a human Band-Aid.
If it's a hamstring, you got to get rid of him. Your hamstring goes out this early in the season
You fucked.
in the NFL,
You're done.
you're done. Or you're playing at 65% the rest of the
Well,
fucking season.
65% Kittle is still a fucking grown-ass man.
That's true.
Kittle is the man.
He's
He's
no
a-
Travis Kelce. He's no Mark Andrews, but he's pretty good.
Dude.
He's pretty good.
I think he could pick up. I think Kittle could pick up Kelsey and Andrews in one arm each, and then smash them together like a coconut.
Yeah, because he's done all that stupid ass WWE training or shit. He does. Yeah, it's all fake,
Is
dude.
that, I think you're thinking of Gronk.
No, Kittle loves WWE.
Does he?
Yeah,
that
yeah,
checks
yeah.
out. He's pretty redneck looking.
He's always doing like the shout outs and shit.
Kittle's such a fucking monster.
He is, but also the Niners suck.
Niners do suck.
And didn't what's his face just go down for the season?
Yeah, but I think that's actually gonna help them. 'Cause
That'll help the.
Trey Lance sucked dick.
Yeah, that could be a blessing in disguise.
That's gonna go down as the worst draft pick ever. Because they gave up 3 first rounders to move up to get him, and so far he's played 2 career games.
And now he's out for the season.
Now he's out for the season.
Yeah, he's probably doing fine though.
He's probably having a great time.
You got to watch Moneyball, dude.
I've seen Moneyball.
Figure Steamboat team out. You've seen Moneyball.
I have.
I didn't say you got to see it for the first time.
Oh,
I said you got to watch Moneyball.
I gotta watch it
You got-
again.
Who gets on first? All right. The draft isn't about the whole season. You know,
Right.
You got to make these changes in the season. Okay, you're a GM.
Right. I'm the
I don't
general
play
manager.
fantasy football. I hate it. I think it's stupid. But you got to figure it out.
Right.
All right. Draft is over.
The draft
Who
is
can
over.
you get off high? Who can you get off IR? Who's on someone's bench?
Yeah.
Got a wheel. You got
Yeah,
a deal.
I got a wheel
Gotta
and
make it
deal.
Who gets on first?
I'm throwing out trade offers all the time, and all these pussies in my league are like, I'm scared, and they don't do it.
Yeah.
It's definitely not because my trade offers are shit. It's
Yeah,
definitely not because they clearly benefit me. It's because they're weak-minded children.
Yeah, that checks out.
You know
And
how
that's
it
fine,
is.
dude.
Yeah.
Should we do some push-ups? End this podcast.
Yeah, let's do it. I think we can wrap there. Keep it short. Actually, I think we've gone for an hour somehow. But yeah, play fantasy football.
Don't
Watch
play
Game of
fantasy
Thrones.
Football. I'm gonna keep watching Game of Thrones. I will keep watching Game
I
of Thrones.
will keep watching Game of Thrones. I'm gonna watch Dave.
I will not stop. Yeah, recommendations. Dave, Almost Heroes.
No murder porn.
Don't. Yeah, get off the fucking murder
It's
porn.
so dumb.
It's so. I don't get it, dude, and I won't get
They're
it.
like, someone
don't
likes
wanna-
to kill people. That's weird.
It's like politics. I just don't understand it.
It's don't. You're better off.
Good, thank God.
Yeah, it's a black hole of your time.
Murder porn. Yeah, I highly not recommend that. What else do we got? Come see our show.
Come see our show.
You're in
Come see
Boulder.
us in Boulder. Come to fucking weird South African girl's birthday party.
You probably won't
and
make it to that one. I don't know
probably
if it's open
won't.
to the
I-
public.
You're most likely not invited, but
I don't even know if we are.
yeah, we'll be uninvited shortly after the show.
That
And
is
yeah,
gonna be a nightmare, bro.
it's gonna be fine. And come see us in Hayden too at the end of October. It's gonna be great. Other than that, we love you and have a good night.
Yeah, well, next time we check in, it'll be in the new studio.
Oh yeah,
That'll
new
be
studio is
crazy.
coming at you soon.
All right, stay tight. Love you.
Later.
Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast.